especially from here. Taking the group, let me see. The most, the only work so far, they jump into. Alright, let me go into our book here.
Good morning again to everyone. Wasting there trying to get these technicalities sorted out. As you can see, ahead of you have the original.
I'm trying to see this one following. As you see, most is being followed from there.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see able to take King and help you. As you talk, you just point to us from our end. So you just go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully we hear you on things. Most not. None of them work.
Okay.
Not all.
All right. Well, welcome to our Regional Resource Center for Women, the online facility. This is your homepage, as you can see. As it quite frankly says, women doing business, that's what we're all about. The initiative is to really give women across the region the necessary support that is required on one page. Because what they were saying to us in the region, a lot of these are pretty much scattered. And especially for vulnerable women in rural areas, sometimes they are quite unaware. And we saw that a lot in Grenada, where a lot of women were unaware of where to find resources, who to make contact in terms of really bringing their ideas to life. So based on that research from the think tanks, as Rodney would have mentioned, we conducted in November 2011, we would have established from the needs expressed by these women that they needed something that they can tap into, and that was a space in using IT that they can access this information. On this page, I think I'm going to have to retype for this one. We have on the front page, when you go to UN Women directly, you go straight to the UN website. This gives you a direct link, and also to Pioneers Creative Workshop, you go direct to their website where you can access more information on the organization, on both organizations. About us, this will give you more information about the project. Rodney would have just basically summarized that for you in his presentation. But more about us gives you that information once you get in there. Contact us basically as it usually does, tells you so you all can contact myself or Rodney in terms of more information, how to become a partner, or how we can organize some resources in terms of working with each other to make this project even more usable and accessible to other women. As I said before, About Us gives you a great idea about the project. Rodney would have basically given you a great idea in terms of the parameters of the project, how we did our research, the reach of the project, and the direction that we plan to go within the next couple of years. We also have the space for you to give your comments, where if after this session you want to continue to communicate with us, you want to arrange a meeting with us, you want us to be a valuable partner in this process. Thank you.
Technical things
Colleagues, you can go to this section and you can place your comments. If there's something in the cycle itself that you wish to have to discuss, even with your mentors, or you just want to give a comment as a professional in terms of improving the site, please do so within the comment section. As we go into the lobby, we can see here you have the section marked create an account. That's purely administrative at this point for our adding partners and so forth. So as you come on board, you will have that access to go into the site to also upload your information in terms of development papers, policy papers, and so forth. In the library, section, basically here is where you can basically access main of all of the headings directly. And within there, you will see presentations from past classes so that other entrepreneurs across the region can see and use for their further education. You can see a PowerPoint presentation. I think this was done by our colleague from the Barbados Private Sector Trade Team, Joel Richards, who has worked with us in the initial stages when we did the think tank. And most recently, he concluded the session on demystifying trade, which the ladies found rather eye-opening for them. I'm sure Colette would agree with me on that one. We also have a presentation, I think this one is from Damien Hines, AICA, partnered with us in November as well, because we had some of the women in the program who had an agricultural background and therefore need more information on here as it relates to agro-processing, food security. Therefore, AICA was a key partner in delivering that particular session. As we exit, from the lobby, we have the resource center. How much 80%. And here you can see Rodney give you pretty much an overview of the project, welcoming you to the site. We can then go straight from there into the business registration aspect of the program, where by country you can see the process in which any person, sure we Barbados, the OCS, can find a way in terms of having the necessary tools to register the respective business. So whichever countries you select, you will be able to find the requisite information in order to register your business. So if you're thinking about establishing a business beyond Barbadian borders, you know what are the requirements in doing so. So all that is there for you. And at this stage, we would like to compliment Kamini and the other ladies, researchers who would have pulled all this information together along with Ty in terms of making this site, fully accessible to you. But as we go ahead and as we progress, we know information constantly change. And we continue to build those partnerships not only in Barbados but in the region, so we can get that information to be continually fluid and relevant on the site as well. We don't want to have updated stuff that make people do the wrong things, although they're trying to establish a business in the right way. Then we go to the training component. Here you, as Rodney would have mentioned in his presentation, the site brings opportunities in terms of training closer to entrepreneurs. Gone are the days where we have to feel that we have to be sitting in the classroom, but now we have that virtual environment where persons can train by selecting any of the areas here, where it is accounting, where it is administration, whatever you think about, this site will try to facilitate, and research is ongoing in this particular area. Because what we also rely on is the feedback from our participants, the female entrepreneurs, in terms of what they need next, and therefore research evolves around that. Again, this speaks of online marketing. Again, Rodney said that this is a critical area in terms of reaching, accessing greater markets across the region and internationally. Therefore, we made this a priority on the site as well to make sure our female entrepreneurs are properly equipped. We move to the strategy papers. The site continues to make sure we have papers from across the region, looking at different poverty reduction strategies, which is a major factor in terms of hindering development for women. So the number of positive have been here, but we are still in the research process, and as we receive that information, it will be uploaded. As you can see, we have from Antigua, Barbados, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia so far. The library, again, we would have mentioned this in the PowerPoint, so we move straight to the gallery. Thank you. And here you will see, once you open this site, you will see this is some of the photos and that we would have taken in our deliberations in the countries from 2011. Here you can see this is the business plan session, which we conducted in Barbados with 26 women. This is Julie from Julie's Party Rentals, and a number of the other ladies that were identified by the Barbados Entrepreneurs Foundation. They are one of our partners too as well in this process, and they were key in helping us to put this particular initiative together. Here are the ladies, they are doing kind of a lobbying session with CUSO and some of the other partners, including Andrew was there to help facilitate and give the ladies much needed guidance and develop that kind of network and partnership that have moved. Here we have RISA, who have benefited from Angela's participation in this particular initiative. And we have some of them here. We have RISA, we have Colette, we have Victorine. These are some of the ladies who would have benefited from this particular initiative. And you would have met Panini on the outside. Okay. As part of the project too as well, we have the Regional Resource Center TV, where we are uploading interviews that would have been conducted recently. Part of some of our participants, we had the opportunity to submit their names to the Farming conference that was held here recently. And we took the opportunity to interview some of our colleagues from Barbados, some of our colleagues from Dominica, who was here participating in that particular initiative. This particular aspect will continue to bring, again, more learning material, make it more accessible to entrepreneurs. So whether it's online training, whether it's videos where they can actually see and learn, but we have persons in various sectors. This one looks at makeup artistry. We have a person in the cosmetology industry. So it's a myriad of services that we're looking to make sure this site have, that they can have that particular information accessible to them, and continue to report back to you in terms of the interviews that we share information about the site and the progress of the project. Well, the calendar basically reminds you that today, that's why you were here. This is the launch of the Regional Resource Center's website. And we look forward to future training. It's not theirs yet, but we look forward to the record keeping as well as the marketing training. And we have Mr. Pigott here who will be conducting a session looking at standardization and branding. So we have a lot of work to go look forward to continuing the project. I think Mr. King have taken me to the news section. We also have a news venue where we highlight a number of the issues surrounding women. Here you would also see workshop on teaching professionals, looking at Scotia intervention with Anguilla in terms of Farmers Association, as well as, again, we have Miss Lucy Lawrence from Dominica, who is the person who develops the Tuluma and the farming product that we're looking to have brought in their export markets. But right now, they only operate in or distribute into Martinique at this point in time. So this is the overview of that. Policy papers, as we said, we continue to, this is going to be special, this section especially is going to be ongoing in terms of keeping that information relevant, because we know policy changes and we need to keep this aspect because this is what drives the project, this is what identifies what are the current demands, what are the gaps, and therefore this is a critical aspect. So we drawing papers from all the countries, international agencies, and various partners to ensure this aspect remains relevant and all other research components to be added here. Again, we move into the research element. We made sure, as we would have started, this project was research driven. We continue to highlight this factor, and we would have seen we have made the necessary links to ensure that we continue to be informative in this particular process. Country profiles. You would have seen on your home page as well. You can select them directly here by selecting your country. You can see country profiles directly in terms of every country that is highlighted on your left, but at the home page as well, you can just click on the flags and you can go in directly to this country profile. Gender development. Again, local, we would see where women in development, these are the agencies who are entrusted with responsibility of looking at this issue. In the region, they're all highlighted here, as well as internationally as well. Gender department. We identifying the gender departments across the region on the government. We have Barbados is also here. I think my colleague Pat will be quite happy that we are listed here. And we continue to gather that information. We know people changing, the dress is changing ways. So we ask our customers, our partners also to continue to share information with us so the information will remain relevant. And the chat room, Again, this serves two purposes. This is for us to chat with you. If you have any comments you want to share, any new ideas, and also give our partners and our mentors as well as the participants the opportunity to reach their mentors rather easily. Because this arose as a key component because in Grenada, where the demographics or the geographics is rather extensive, persons leaving St. George's to go to Guelph is a 2-hour drive, making it highly impossible for them to have the reach and accessibility of the mentors. Therefore, having an online facility in terms of chatting to discuss the projects or the challenges or ideas, we need to make that, close that gap and make IT a useful tool so that women in business can have those professional people at their fingertips. And this is the space for that. In Partner Market, this is where we can see a full outlay in terms of PowerPoint presentations the ladies have made in terms of their business plans. Where as a business person, we can look per country, Barbados, Dominica, and Grenada, and we can see the presentations from these ladies in terms of what the product is all about. And if you are comfortable enough, you can make your investment with any of these ladies in terms of helping them realize their business ideas. This is where you can do your shopping, your partners can do your shopping in terms of the various projects at Chiloma, Nature's Caress, and they give you a good idea of what the product is about, what is required to get them up and running or to further their progress, and therefore you can also make contact with them directly in terms of making that commitment either through us at the Regional Resource Center or directly if these ladies have the information in this figure. This is the ladies from Dominica, Jeanette, Craft Shop, and you can see some of the others as listed. We also have those from Barbados. I believe Titus take us back. And we can select Barbados, and we can see meet Audrey, meet Daphne. We have Queen is here with her products. Takara is not with us today. Monica is here. And so, again, it gives you an array of what these women, the creative and innovative ideas these women are presenting, and we present them here for you. So, please, take time to go through this. This gives you an idea of what they're offering. This is where you can shop. This is where you can invest. And this is where you can develop your partnerships with these women that are bringing creative ideas to sustain themselves, especially during this economic downturn. This is where you can do. This is your supermarket, your marketplace. So, further linkages in terms of again, we continue to develop the information as it relates to women and development and policy as well. These are all important links that have been added to the site for those who are persons, because it's also for research purposes. For those persons who want to have a hub where they can access research in terms of women issues, this again provides that forum where you can access that information as well. So it's a one-stop shop. There's a hub for women. Whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a research person, whether you're a student, it is that hub where women in the region can be recognized on this site. I don't know if we have any questions, but I understand Rodney would have given you opportunity to reflect on his presentation. You can now ask any questions, and he will come back to the podium. And not really running, but you know, age before beauty.
Alright, so I'm here again. So any questions, any queries, any comments that could be useful to us in terms of moving forward, please feel free. Yes?
Okay.
Lisa too, right?
Yes.
Right, Lisa.
Good morning.
Yes,
It's
I'm here.
Arden, I would be Carmen Valentine. Just two main points. So first of all, I want to just applaud the effort. I think it is obviously very useful, very timely. It's a critical aspect, and I'm glad to see we're embracing technology to increase access to information for our female entrepreneurs. Just in terms of possible suggestions, I thought that possibly success stories could be included. I don't know if they were meant to be or if I missed it, but in terms of the
Yeah,
site,
well-
because I think that's especially important for the young entrepreneurs when they're able to see how, the other person before them would have started and moved on and what level of success they would have achieved. Also, in terms of, I'm thinking because it's such a useful opportunity or you're going to get such a captive market, how are you handling performance indicators that you can track results? Because you're talking about growth of businesses. So whether there's any element within the site that, once persons come on, where they are versus a year, 2, 3 years down the road, where they have grown because of the access to the services and assistance provided. I think that would be very useful as well to help inform policy moving